Hello friends, welcome to Patutas Educational Services on our Teach to Inspire series. Today, I'm going to be sharing on a very important topic as far as teaching and learning is concerned, and that is the effective teaching skills. Effective teaching skills. So as a teacher, these skills are so important as far as classroom activity is concerned. So the first one is communication skills. Yes, you must have communication skills. Communication has to do with the passing of information from one person to another. And frankly speaking, it's not every teacher that know how to communicate with their students. Yes, when you're teaching them, it has to do with your passing information. So if communication is passing of information from one person to another, and now you're teaching, since you're passing information, your information should be a communication or an information that the students should be able to decode. They should be able to understand your communication when you are communicating with them. So what you need to do then is, first of all, your communication, your wordings, don't use ambiguous words when teaching. Try to use words, simpler words that the student can understand easily. And most times, we tell people that if you want to use example of words that this student can be able to pronounce, they can be able to say it or recite it at any time. And your pace of speaking too, there are some people, when they start speaking, they'll just be speaking, more of like chanting, which is not too good for a teacher. You take it word by word, let them understand what you are saying. Okay, so that's communication skills which you need as a teacher. Another skills you need to have is your motivational skills. Yes, you should be able to motivate the student in a way. Always tell them that they can do it. And the way you do it also, do it skillfully. There's a way you push students to learn, motivate them to learn. Give them reason to learn. These are skills that you need to have as a teacher. So the next one also is time management skill. Time management skill. Our lesson is always timed, maybe between 40 to 45 minutes, so for a single period. And that your period, you should be able to manage it appropriately. You have planned your lesson, you come in, you want to teach your planned lesson, you should be able to plan it in a way that your entry, behavior, okay, your introduction, this is the time you're giving for your introduction. Don't say too much, don't go there and be saying stories. Maybe you time it 30 seconds for your introduction. You go there, you start introducing the lesson, and some teachers rather, who will start their introduction, and they've timed it maybe 1 minute, that's 60 seconds. During introduction, they'll start what is not even planned, they start saying it, and have control of your lesson. Don't say what you're not supposed to say, plan what you're supposed to say. That's just the meaning of time management. So if you have that skills, you find out that you're going to be effective while teaching. Another skills to consider is your observation skills. As a teacher, try as much as possible to be observant. Try to understand your students, observe them, try to know those who are not on a good mood on that particular day. Try to find out what the problem is. See, that's the skills you need. Try to be observant. Also, you try to observe those who are, the slow learners. There are who are average learner and slow learners. Yes, those ones, try to understand them, understand why they have problem, try to understand them, and then know the reason behind them learning in that pace. Okay, and then you try to make them follow up with the rest of the students. So if you don't observe these things, you will not know. Also, very important are those that maybe having one or two, maybe impairment, hearing impairment, or maybe slight impairments in the classroom. There are some students who, when they are behind, they cannot see very well until they come closer to the board. So you try to understand the students. A child might be doing maybe poorly, and you not know that probably is not seeing the board very well. So be observant as a teacher. So that's the skills you need as a teacher. Also, discipline skills is also there. For you to be effective, you must have the discipline skills. Yes, don't discipline students in a way that people will say, your discipline has gone wrong. And I see a situation whereby teacher disciplines student and result to fighting. You see students fighting teachers, and at times parents come into school to fight teachers. So that's discipline gone wrong. So you must have that skills to be able to know how to administer your discipline, your punishment, during unruly behavior. That we cannot rule out from our schools. It's there. So it's the skills you need, that discipline skills. You must learn it. Okay? Yes. Also, student engagement skills. Yes. Also know that student engagement skills is a skill you need to have if you want to be effective during lesson. Know how to use students during classroom activities, during their learning activities. Know how to engage them in the classroom activities. Know how to engage them. The ones, don't fall the prey of always using one particular student. Yes, you have your favorite student, probably the most intelligent student in the classroom, and that will become your joker. You always say, oh, maybe his name is John. John, can you say this? John, John, all the time. It's not too good. Involve everybody, use everybody, teach them how they can be your joker, how they can be your best student that you can always use. So engage every student, be diplomatic about it, or sorry, be democratic about it. Let everybody share during classroom activities. Yes, another skill is knowledge of subjects. As a teacher, you need that skills to be able to be a master of your subject area. Yes, don't be the type that will go to the class and be mumbling. You go to the class and when you'll be saying, yeah, you're looking for the word to say. Always prepare. Yeah, I always encourage and advise teachers to always prepare before going to a classroom. Yes, because when you go into the classroom unprepared, that's what you see. They will just know that this teacher doesn't know a subject area. So it's a skill for you to have knowledge of your subject area. Then classroom management skills. Yes, that classroom management skill, in fact, is a topic on its own. You have to have the skills as a teacher to be able to manage your class effectively. When you manage your class effectively, you find out that the lesson will just go smoothly. All these kids, they kind of intertwine, they touch themselves one way or the other. If you manage your class very well, you'll be able to time your class, you'll be able to manage your time very well. If you discipline your student very well, you will be able to communicate to them very well. So you see them, they move and they touch themselves one way or the other. Okay, so these are the skills if you want to be effective as a teacher. These are some of the skills you need to have. And then all you need to do is just maybe read books on how to be an effective teacher, and then you see that the sky will just be your starting point as a teacher. So I always advise teachers, read, and read, because they say readers are leaders. When you read, you become the leader. You become a leader in your class. Thank you for listening. Bye today.